The bow staff stuff we're learning today, like in a little while, those of us that are staying for the stick fighting and knife fighting, I got a feeling that's going to be very practical, self-defense oriented. This is not so much. This is great for demos, competition, belt promotions, belt graduation comes, bow staff demo will be awesome, that kind of stuff. So that being said, it's not real, but when you do it, you want to do it like it is real, or it's not going to have any substance. So, who does the bow staff a lot here? Raise your hand. Okay, you put your hands down, please. Who doesn't know one end of the bow staff from the other? Raise your hand. Okay, we'll make it work. We'll be okay, guys. Because the first thing I'm going to teach is going to be basic stuff, and I want you to remember this. If you're doing the flippity floppity, throw it up, spin around, James Brown split, catch the bow, jump back and kiss yourself, that's cool. But you want to make sure that the foundation of what you're doing is based off of powerful, accurate strikes and blocks. So we're going to go over one of my favorite drills to give you just that. Then I'm going to give you to Zeke, and you guys can start busting out the overhead lights.
Please don't.
All right. So here goes, guys. First thing, put the staff out in front. Put your left hand out in front of you like this. Flip it up and catch it. So when I hold the staff, I want my right hand to face up, my left hand to face down. And I'll try to hold it in 3 equal parts, okay? There'll be exceptions to that rule, but if you get lost, just make sure right hand is up, left hand is down, and you can only get a little bit lost, okay? From here, let's talk about our stance. Take a step forward with your right foot, and you can bend your knees in like a natural walking stance, fighting stance, whatever, or you can make a nice deep front stance, whichever you prefer. They're both good. I'm going to come down this way just a little teeny bit. Actually, Zeke, can I get you good on that way, please? So everybody's chest is this way, they can see a little bit better. Thank you. So from here, our set position goes like this. My front hand is going to punch straight in front of my face, and my left hand will slide down a little bit so that I'll get in the habit of feeling my wrist touching my belt, right at my hip. Hold right there, please. Don't move. So what's going to happen is, tip of the bow should be eye level, and your front hand, your palm, check that arm out, please, should face the target. Very good. So your palm faces the target. Anytime you do a strike, tip of the bow is eye level. And we got it. Now, from here, we're going to do a straight in strike. So I'll pull the staff straight back. The front and back of the weapon are the same height as each other. I can even shift my weight back a little if I like. And I'm going to transfer my weight forward and stab straight in. When I do that, my front hand is going to corkscrew over. Also, the back elbow is going to be up a little. Don't keep it down. Okay? And come right back. Step position. Ready to draw back 1 and 2. Make sure you corkscrew it. Very nice. Now from here, go back to step position. Now we're going to do a 4-strike series. So my right hand comes up to my left shoulder. Watch this. My hands adjust on the bow for comfort. I'm going to uppercut to the center of my chest. Bless you. Center of my chest. Come right back down to the center of my chest. I'm going to do the left punch and the right punch. Then I'm going to draw back and finish with that same spear. Good job. So if I were using my hand as a target, all 5 strikes, you know how you do a center punch? You go to the same point. Up. Uppercut, down, left punch, right punch, and straight in. Excellent. So you don't want to, the most common mistake is this. Uppercut here and down strike here and side strike here. Everything goes to the same point. Okay, so back to your set positions, please. Good. So we're going to go up, down, side, side, back and steer. Good. Very good job. So let's start with that so that the new guys can kind of get oriented, and then we'll add a little something to it in a minute. Ready? On your own. We're not going to clap because we got bows in our hands. Okay. Take your time. Good. That palm towards the target. That goes an uppercut. When you're doing your uppercut, let your hand slide. Kind of spread out at first. Somebody wants to come out. Slide a little bit. Right here. Come right back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Imagine you want to put the ball last target.
Good.
So bring this hand towards that shoulder. Okay, time. Everybody, great job. So I'm going to teach you one more thing before Zeke gets started with crazy spinning baton twirling 101. Okay, so here goes. The rat strike. So what we're going to do here, we're going to block over your head. You're going to bring your right hand across your face and down by your left ear. And then you're going to strike parallel to the deck, come around, and then turn your palm again towards the target. If my hand is facing the wrong way and I hit something, it's going to fly off, right? Turn your palm towards the target. From here, we're going to bring it back up, down, and kind of retrace our step. So it's 1, 2, right hand by the left ear. Think of it as chopping motion. Come from the side. All right, center of your chest again. And bring it right back to where you started, nice and slowly. Up and around and punch. This elbow's up a little bit, right? Wrap, unwrap. Wrap, unwrap. Good. Zeke, come up, please.
Yes,
so the application, just give me a real slow overhead strike, would be I block, I'm clearing it, I'm coming around with my own strike. So that kind of helps you understand the move a little bit better.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. So let's get this down because we're going to put it into our 7-strike series, and then that's going to be as far as we're going to take it. So again, we're going to block, bring it around, wrap, bring it back and unwrap. Right? Now you can do the same move but do it low. Wrap. Right? And then from here, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring it straight up and come back to my set position. Good. So instead of doing a wrap strike, we're doing a sweep, but it's the same kind of same motion, right? As I come through here, I sweep it through, and then I bring up to a chamber. I flex my wrist so I can punch out. Back to my original set position. So medium speed, it looks like this. So you don't want to hit your ribs on this one. You don't want to go. It's not a strike to the knee and an uppercut. It's a sweep. So as soon as it starts to touch my body, I'll bring it straight up. Okay, and come right back down. Make sure the left end of the weapon points straight ahead. It's not out at some weird angle. Okay, so you ready? Bring the staff over your head, like you're going to do a wrap strike, but we're going to dip it, sweep it, chamber, snap the hips and punch out. Yeah, again, ready? 1. Set position, ready? 2. And one more time, ready? 3. Good. So, take a second, practice that. We're going to tie everything together in a way that you can remember it and practice it on the weekends in your free time. Then we're going to move on. All right, go ahead. Hit it, guys. Sweep. Okay. Okay, let's do it. You ready? Up.
Just like that.
Down. Left. Right. Sweep. Chamber. Punch. Okay, good. 3 times slow. Ready? Second time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sweep. Chamber. Punch. Good. One more time slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sweep. Chamber. Punch. This time I'm going to do it with you, but I'm not going to call it out. Still slow. Ready? This time I'm not going to do it with you, but I am going to call it out. Set positions. Ready? Up, down, side, side, sweep, chamber, punch. Okay, you're on your own.
All right, so once again, everybody, my name is Zeke, and I love swinging this thing around. So we're going to go over 2 different things today. We're going to keep it in our hands for one of them, and then the other technique, we're going to throw it up in the air a little bit. Hopefully we won't poke any holes in the ceiling. So the first technique that it's called the around the world. I love the around the world. I take it behind the head just like that, okay? It looks difficult. It's not, I promise, okay? I love this technique because it's really good for me and for you guys to transfer from one side to the other. It makes it a little flashy, and it makes the judges, because if you guys are stagnant and you're staying over here the whole time, you want to be able to switch directions and you can take that. Okay? And so this move is perfect for that. You got your sweeps and stuff like that. This makes it a little bit more fancy, okay? So I'm going to go over it one more time. I'm going to show it to you guys, and I'm going to explain it, okay? So starting at my right hand, that's what it looks like. Just like that. I'm going to take it, hold it in my right hand, right about the middle. I'm going to hold it in between my thumb and my first finger here, so I have a little bit more, so I can roll it around a little bit more in my hand, okay? I'm going to let go with my hands, hold it within my thumb and my first finger here, okay? When I do that, I'm going to stick it in my arm, going to bring it over my head, reach straight back. 1, 2, and then I'll let go of this hand, roll it back around. That's all it is. One more time, I hold it in my right hand. You guys never ever want to stick your thumb up when you're doing your bow form. I'm only doing this for teaching purposes, okay? My thumb is up, I drop my thumb down, I let go with my 4 fingers, keep it in my thumb goes down to my side, comes back up, catch it here, okay? Kind of like I'm doing a back fist strike, I catch it here in my arm, I bring it over my head, well behind my head, excuse me. And then I take my left hand, my palm goes backwards, faces this way. Same time, I catch it here, I let go with my right hand, I grab it with my whole hand, but when I release it, I let go with my 4 fingers and grab it in my thumb one more time. Here, okay? So it makes it look a little bit better. All right, everybody stand up, please. Let's get to it. On to our releases. I love doing the releases. It really helps accenting my strikes as well, okay? So who here knows how to do a wrist roll or a feed through? A wrist roll and a feed through. Okay, cool. So I want everyone to take the bow, hold it in your right hand, a little bit off center. And you're gonna bring it up, bring your thumb up, drop it down. When we're here, you're gonna let gravity take over. Okay, I'm gonna let go, with my whole hand. Make sure the bow stays here though. I'm gonna turn my hand over. Let's do it a little faster. Just like that, okay? So we're gonna start here. Rotate the hand toward your right, let go and catch. Here we go. One more time. Rotate and catch. Awesome job. Now that we got it going to our right, let's go back to our left. Okay? So after you got it in your right hand, bring it back to your left. Good job. I want you to take the bow, hold it in your right hand. Let's do our wrist roll and catch it. Now take your palm, turn it up. I want you guys to take your left hand, put your knuckles on the bow. Let's try that again. Start your wrist roll, bring it up and catch it. When you bring it up and catch it in your thumb. And then let go with your right hand. And then bring it back down. One more time, hold it in your right hand. Start your wrist roll, freeze it here. Turn your palm up. As you do this, catch it within your thumb and your first finger, okay? When we get here, you're gonna let go with your right hand and bring it on down. One more time. Wrist roll and catch. Rotate it to your right again, catch it in your thumb, and then let go with your right hand. Good job, everybody. Now we're gonna work on our release a little bit, okay? So our wrist roll and our feed through go into complement our release. That allows us to flow a little bit better, get some more momentum, and get right into it, okay? So I want everyone to start with your feed through. We can skip the wrist roll. Let go with your right hand. Take it behind your back. Here. Make sure you touch your thumbs together. Bring it right around to the front. We're going to do our wrist roll. Before we start our release, we got them on our pop. So when we pop the bow up, if we keep it here, it's going to be a lot hard to catch because it's not gaining any height. Okay? So when we do the pop, we got to make sure our hand and our arm go up like this. Here. Okay? So I want everybody to hold it in your right hand. Practice this motion from your hand to your head. Your hip to your head. Here. Now when you guys get this motion down, you're going to let it go. When I let go, don't worry about trying to get a gazillion rotations right now. Even if you guys get half a turn, that's perfectly okay. So I'm going to pop it from my hip to my head, and let go, and catch it. You want to make sure the bow goes up a little bit. Don't keep it down here the whole time. Yeah. Yes, sir. My wrist roll, and I'm going to pop it from my hip to my head. The reason why I do this motion is so I can get the bow to go a little higher. Here. Okay? So a little bit of tidbit of information, extra details for you guys. If I release it too early, it's going to go to my opposite side. If I release it too late, it's going to go towards the same side. You want to try to keep it in the middle so you know exactly where it's going to be. You want to let the bow fall into your hand, okay? If I keep my hand here, catch it just like that, okay? Just one more time. Do your wrist roll and pop. Good. When you get that down, go ahead and start your release. A little bit more coordination. When we do any type of release, you want to make sure your eyes are on the bow the whole time, okay? So this is kind of what it looks like. Okay?
The advanced guys?
What was that?
The advanced guys?
Yes. If you guys get it, that's awesome. If not, keep practicing, okay? So, you want to make sure, of course, you don't want to have the bow up and down. If you get that half rotation, that's fine. As soon as you see the bow dropping down, you're gonna reach behind your back. And like I was explaining to you guys earlier, you want to let the bow fall into your hand, right? It's the same principle with it. So if I keep my hand on my hip, my bow should be there. Same thing if I catch it behind the back. If I put my hand behind the back, bow should be there, okay? If you guys need to turn your shoulder in a little bit to reach your catch, that's perfectly fine. So we're going to start our wrist roll. When you guys do the pop, you're going to turn your shoulder forward, reach your left hand behind the back. Shoulder forward, left hand behind the back, okay? You catch it in the opposite hand you release with. So I'm going to start my wrist roll. I'm going to release, turn, catch. So now we're going to take everything that we have, we're going to chain it together now. We have our wrist roll, we have our feed through, behind the back, into our release. So everything, I'm going to face you guys to show it, I'm going to face the mirror and show it. So this is what it looks like. Yeah, you guys can catch it in the front. Or behind the back. Okay? So facing this way. Just like that. So let's try it. Take the bow, put it in your right hand, hold it off center a little bit. You're going to do your wrist roll towards your right. Okay? Catch it, palm down, just like this. Now rotate it, palm up, and catch it in your left hand here. Good. Now let go with your right hand. Bring it behind the back. When you bring it behind the back, you should naturally be holding it off center, just like this. So it makes it perfect for a perfect setup for my wrist roll. If I can get the words out. I'm going to bring it right back out in front of me. I'm going to do my wrist roll. I'm going to pop it up, just like that. When you guys do the release, make sure you catch it in the opposite hand, okay? So facing you guys, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to mirror you guys. I'm going to hold it in my left, you guys in your right. So I'm going to do start with your wrist roll. Keep going. Pass it into your hand, into your thumb. Bring it behind the back. Back out in front. Do that wrist roll one more time. Pop it and catch it.
For a second, I asked Zeke if he would go back and review everything that he did with you guys, one time slow, and then one time fast. And on the fast one, if you want to continue with a little combo or part of the form, you can just kind of roll out a little bit.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
One time slow, one time fast, and follow up.
All right, awesome. So first thing that we went over was our wrist roll. It doesn't matter what hand you guys do this in. I prefer my right hand, so that's what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to hold it off center. I'm going to punch it out. I only do this for teaching purposes. When you guys are actually practicing, do not stick your thumb out, okay? That's really important. I'm going to turn my thumb up. I'm going to turn my palm up, my thumb. I'm going to drop it down towards the shoulder that I have my hand in, okay? So if it's in my right, I go to my right. I'm going to let gravity take over, of course with a little bit more momentum. I'm going to catch it here, and then my feed through. As I finish my wrist roll, and my palm starts to rotate again and turns up. I'm going to take my other hand, my knuckles go on the bow, here. I'm going to catch it in my thumb. I'm going to let go with this bottom hand. I take it in my left hand, behind the back. When you guys go behind the back, you don't want your hands out here. Your hands naturally should be close enough to where your thumb can touch, okay? Now that my hand's already off center here. It's not already in the middle, so this makes it a perfect setup for my wrist roll and my release, okay? I'm going to bring it out to the front, just like this. So when I bring it out, my hand should still be here, okay? I'm going to start my wrist roll one more time, and I'm going to pop it from my hip, where my belt should be, to my head. The reason why I say from my hip to my head, I say that because it allows the bow to have some room in between going up and coming down, and for me to be able to catch it. If I were to keep it here the whole time, it's going to be a lot harder for me, and I'm going to have to react faster, okay? So I do my wrist roll, my hip to my head, catch it here. My eyes are on the bow the whole time. That is really important. If I were to close my eyes and do this, it's probably not going to catch it, right? Eyes on the bow, and you should let it fall into your hand. That's also really important. Here, okay? As for the behind the back, it's the same principle. You just want to rotate that shoulder out just enough to where you can get your hand here, okay? By your opposite hip. If I release it in my right, I catch it in my left, and vice versa, okay? So I'm going to do the same thing. My wrist roll, feed through, behind the back. One turn. Here. Okay? So make sure your palm is up and you catch it just like that. And then the last thing, the first thing that I went over, me around the world, I'm going to face you guys and do it. I'm going to face the mirror and do it. Okay? I hold it in my right hand. My thumb goes down into my right side. If it's in my left, down into my left. Okay? Down to my right. I rotate the bow up. I turn my palm backwards. I let go with my first four fingers. Keep it in between my thumb and fingers. Here. I'm going to use that to roll it up into the crease of my arm. Bring it behind my head. My palm goes straight back this way. Straight back this way. I catch it behind the head, and then I roll it on out. Okay? Facing the mirror. Start it in my right hand, hold it about in the middle. My thumb goes down into my right. Let go with my first four fingers, roll it up into my arm. Behind the head, palm straight back, same time. Meet here. I let go with the right hand, and I roll it on back, okay? So I actually use this combination in my form. What Mr. Jason was going over earlier with the 7-strike series, I take all of this and I put it into application. So I'm at the side of my form, start of my form, I'm going to my left. Here. Okay?
Ooh, dog. Get past me and kind of color.
That's one more time. Cool.